Unlock the fucking car! I don't want to feel like this. Why are you making me like this?
You're very young.
The film begins in a more intense scene where a woman named Romy Mathis is at the climax stage of her lovemaking with her husband, whose name is Jacob. After which, Jacob immediately goes to sleep. Romy, seeing this, quickly gets off the bed and gets herself comfortable by watching mature-related content to please herself, until she achieves the uttermost pleasure and satisfaction. It is clear Jacob, who is her husband, isn't able to satisfy her sexual fantasy. So as soon as she was done, the scene shifted to the next day, where Romy prepared herself and made breakfast for her husband and kids. Her two children are Isabel and Nora. Once she was done with her wifely and motherly duties, Romy heads straight to her job, which on her way, she found a stray dog battling with some pedestrian before. The dog ran straight to a stranger, who was a young man named Samuel, who gets the dog to stop running before pulling out a dog treat. Meanwhile, Romy watched in total shock. Quickly, she ran into her office, and we get to find out. Romy is the CEO of Tinsel Automation, a major tech company in Manhattan. She also has an assistant named Esme. Later in the day, Romy begins to meet with a new round of interns, one of whom is Samuel, the young man from earlier. He tries to get closer to Romy, engaging her in conversations, while Romy stares in total admiration as it seems she is attracted to him. This conversation is cut short by her assistant, Esme. Romy then proceeded to do her daily work activities. While Samuel was just across, she goes to him and requested for a cup of coffee while she is on call. Soon after, she asked Samuel about how he calmed the dog from earlier. Samuel informed her that he simply just gave the dog a cookie, before then asking Romy if she also wanted a cookie. Once she was home, Jacob began to be intimate with his wife, which at first Romy wasn't interested, but since it's about making love, she gave in and quickly covered herself with the bedsheets. She stopped stating all this just felt weird before her husband began to pull Romy in the mood. Her husband doesn't like the fact that she covers her face, as he himself doesn't like it, as it makes him feels like a villain. Before she finally let Jacob do what pleases him with her. The next day, Romy head to her job and proceeded to do what she does best. After which, she hang out together at a Christmas party that Esme and Romy's family also attend. She had a little discussion with Esme, who seems to admire her passion for her work. But just then, she found Samuel, who was also at the event. Later in the evening, the two met again outside the building balcony for a cigarette. Sam reveals to Romy that he doesn't like Christmas, and the both continue their discussion, to which Sam informed Romy that he had chosen Ronnie as his mentor. Romy doesn't believe this, but he assured her he really did choose her. At the event, Romy continued to scrutinize Sam in a seductive manner. The next day, Romy head out, but on getting downstairs, she found Sam's tie, which she quickly picked. Once she got to her office, she took the tie off her bag and began to sniff it, before licking it with her tongue and putting it in her mouth. Romy later goes for her body skin session routine, before then going for her family photo shoot. The next day, Sam crossed paths with Romy at the elevator, where he began to have a discussion with her regarding his mentorship. After which, he compliments her for her look. Days later, Romy make time to meet with Sam regarding his interview about the warehouse automated journey, which Romy quickly answered. Sam presses her with some personal questions during the private meeting on the subject power-hungry personality, although he does not believe that is the kind of person Romy is, but he is of the opinion that Romy is of the opposite kind, that is, she liked to be told what to do. Although since what he had said seems personal, Sam apologized before jotting some key information while Romy reflects on what he had just said. After which, Romy gave Sam her number, insisting they have another meeting since she has a place to be in, but fortunately, Sam informed her that he actually has her number.
I have your number already.
So during this whole conversation, Romy eventually kisses him. Obviously, Sam is also attracted to Romy. Although Romy seems to regret kissing him, as she apologized for her actions, which Sam told her it is fine. In the evening, Romy goes home to spend quality time with her family. Meanwhile, at the company, Samuel continues to try and get Romy's attention by questioning her about not replying his emails, but she promised to do so soon. Afterwards, she goes to visit her husband Jacob at his workplace. Jacob works as a theater director. Later on, Romy goes to an event with her assistant Esme, where yet Samuel is present. She soon spot a glass of milk at her table. Romy realized it was from Sam, who had ordered the glass of milk earlier for her. She then drank it while Sam watches. So while she was alone, Sam approached her before silently saying, "Good girl."
Good girl.
Quickly, Romy headed to her apartment to dress and rushed down to her husband's theater room. She met with Jacob and compliments him for a job well done about his performance. Soon after, she goes to her office, where she sat for a moment before finding a note sent by Sam. In it contained Sam's hotel address and room number, requesting Romy to meet him. Romy, who obviously seems not to have a choice, goes to the room to meet Samuel, but at first found the room empty. A moment later, Sam arrived at his hotel room. She ordered Sam to take a seat before she began to inform and insist that they shouldn't be seeing each other and that he is behaving inappropriately, in addition to what might seem like her using her power over him. Sam stood up and began to ask her what she wanted as he himself doesn't understand. Samuel claims he is the one with power over her, then proceeded to ask her to get on her knees, as he could make one phone call to get Romy in trouble. However, Sam then asked her if that is what she wants, like for him to be in control, but Romy seems not to know what exactly, insisting that she doesn't want to hurt him as he is very young. Although after much push, Romy eventually gives in to her temptations, as she rushes him to get affectionate, but Sam told her he does not like that. Due after which, Romy began to obey Samuel's demands, starting with her getting on her knees, then Sam brought out some candy and gave it to Romy before asking her to spit out. Once they were done with that, he began to become more intimate with her, which causes Romy to get the uttermost satisfaction, if you get what I mean here. But soon after, she starts to cry over it, which Sam began to comfort her. As days goes by, Romy and Samuel start to secretly see each other and engage in secret kinks and making love encounters, with Romy being mostly submissive to Samuel's dominance. Thus continued for a very long time, and truly an intense one at that, as she really became very submissive to Samuel and his dominance. Meanwhile, one evening, Romy got back home, only to find Sam at her place bonding with her husband and kids. Romy is shocked by this, but he informed her that she had forgotten her laptop at the office. A moment later, the two then head straight to have a discussion, to which Romy warned Sam never to show up at her home again. This pisses Sam off, but she informed him that she doesn't think it is a good idea for them not to see each other again. But just then, Sam informed her that he's really not looking for a girlfriend or anything in their relationship, stating she shouldn't be afraid. The fact that she came to her home, Romy considers this to be crossing the line. Sam reacts with angry petulance, which frightens Romy into calming him down. Ronnie calmed him down by informing him they need to do things professionally if they must continue. They continue their day-to-day activities by ignoring each other. Soon after, Sam sent a text to Ronnie to meet at the rooftop. Once Romy meets him, Samuel threatens Romy by cutting off contact and informing her that he asked for a transfer to a different department and potentially spilling the details of their affair to the higher-ups, which could eventually lead to her getting fired. In the evening, Jacob tried making love with Romy, but she isn't having it, as she is frustrated. So Romy bluntly informed Jacob that she has never enjoyed her sexuality with him, as he has never for once satisfied her. That same night, Romy later goes into a bar to talk to Samuel at his bartending job, but he refuses to talk to her by sending a colleague to send her out. Meanwhile, back at home, Jacob brought back the issues from last night, but Romy apologized to him, stating that she has just been stressed out lately. Although Jacob doesn't believe her. At Romy office, Sam eventually talked to Romy, telling her that she doesn't have to worry about anything or losing her position, and they can continue. He stated that there is nothing wrong as they are both of age. They both agreed on setting rules and regulations in their awkward relationship, after which they resumed their affair, with Samuel calling Romy Babygirl. Romy and Samuel's affair gets more intense, with them seeing each other at nightclub. This continued for days while Sam continued to enjoy himself and his dominance, as now he has full control and power towards Romy as she kept on doing all he requested and order. However, things began to take a drastic turn after Samuel starts to push it again, when he goes with Esme, who is Romy's assistant, to a birthday party for Nora. Romy prepared not to be angry by this, before texting Sam for a private discussion. Romy and Samuel talk about him seeing Esme, which almost causes their own affair to be exposed. The next day, Romy confronts Esme about her affairs with Sam, stating that he is just an intern, which Esme later apologized for. Once she got home, Romy notices that Isabel is seeing a neighbor girl, but she approves of the relationship. The next day, Esme arrived at Romy home and informed Romy that she needed to know her future at the company, but Romy informed her that now isn't the time or place to discuss about such matter. But just then, Esme reveals to Romy that she knows about Romy and Samuel's affairs, implicitly threatens expose Romy unless she can benefit her. After which, Esme left, but just then Jacob comes in, so Romy, who is now overwhelmed with guilt and stress, then confesses to Jacob that she have different thoughts and fantasy to do crazy things in bed. And also, not only has she been having an affair, but she has also had sexual thoughts for a long time that she has considered herself sick for. Although she claims the individual she has been having an affair with is just a stranger. However, Jacob explodes on Romy for not only jeopardizing their marriage, but also for not thinking of how it would affect their daughters. Immediately, he orders her out of his house. In the evening, Romy goes to her country house where Samuel is in the pool. They have another encounter together, although Romy is ready to end it once and for all. Once they were done with their swimming, they both went inside to continue their conversation, but unfortunately for them, Jacob finds them together and immediately a battle ensues with Samuel. While Romy tries to calm them down, Jacob starts to experience a panic attack. Samuel helps him through it, and he finally leaves after Jacob is calmed down. The next day, Romy and Jacob return home, where they begin to rework on their marriage and sexual life. At work, we get to find out that Samuel has taken a job in Japan, while Esme is now a junior coordinator. An older subordinate comes into Romy's office and propositions her with an invitation for drinks at his place, stating he knows about her affairs with Sam, but Romy tells him she is not afraid of what he might say or do, and then informed him to get out of her office. Meanwhile, at home, Romy and Jacob begin to play out a sexual act. While it happens, Romy yet again imagines Samuel just before Jacob finally gives her an ultimate pleasure, followed with a satisfied smile. The movie then came to an end. Kindly subscribe for more recap like this. Thanks for watching and goodbye.